hope everyone's having a good Tuesday. This is a trade recap of an ABCD pattern SPIR. So I did wake up a little bit later on today. The market, it's been kind of right over the past couple of days since Friday, pretty much, over what's going on in China. So I wasn't too eager to just jump into anything this morning, so I decided to sleep in. So this is a trade that I saw on SPIR. And what I was looking at was the kind of a breakout or gap up in the morning about 14, ran up to 1836, pulled back, started consolidating. So this is A, B, pulled back, C. So C would be pretty much anywhere within this range around this area, from 17 to 16. And I'm getting it on 1710, thinking that 17 was going to hold and keep pushing up. I did actually have a pretty decent push up, try to get through the 1750s marks. As soon as I got up there, pulled right back. With bracket orders here, I did decide to actually move it down to widen my risk after that big red candle. With that, it kind of gave me an understanding that the range on the stock could be pretty erratic, so I didn't want to get stopped out too early. I wanted to give it some time to actually work out. So the risk on that was from 5%, I widened it to 7.72%, so just under 8%. So on the market or this trade work, one of the key things is the market today is green, but overall feels pretty heavy. Looking at a lot of stocks, some of them are running. The ones that are running, they're starting to either get stuff, or they're starting to kind of pull back around this time. It is around midday lull, so normally I try not to trade around certain times, but if the pattern presents itself when we go ahead and take it, there's always probabilities in there. So looking at the long-term chart, you can see that clean breakout over 14. Now this is kind of a choppy chart, so there is a little bit of an inherent risk on this. So I also just decided to go and check to see what other top percent gainers were doing, if there's any patterns that I could see. Another one that I was looking at was, the one that was on top of that was NNIV or NNV something. Let me just quickly check. The NNVC was the other ticker that I was looking at. And sorry for the quality of this video. For some reason, it kind of just didn't get the 4K quality. For some reason, it's a little bit blurry. But what I'm doing is just sitting here and watching it. Now, one of the things is I did remove level 2s and time and sales tapes. I don't really use time and sales tapes, and after I removed level 2s, the thing that I noticed is the only thing I use level 2s for is an entry position to, when I'm doing my calculations, I know what pricing's supposed to be calculating to get in. I don't really see any of that information here. I guess I can use this side over here for my calculations, but it does move a little bit faster. It's easier for me to get that from level 2s to kind of gauge a better entry position. I ended up removing it because it's not really crucial for my strategy. I don't use level 2s in listed stocks or in OTC stocks. I just kind of based off the price action. A lot of people put too much emphasis on what level 2s means. And because the level 2s are highly manipulated, a lot of people who trade level 2s understand that it is easy to hide size. You could have a person who's, has 2 or 3 million shares or more that they're trying to sell, and they can have it look as if they're only trying to sell like 500 or 1,000 or 2,000. And there's no really way to determine whether or not they're selling that size. And then also on the flip side, somebody could be saying that they're looking to buy 3 million shares when they're only looking to buy 300 shares, and it's kind of a way to encourage people to buy it before it reaches that, so it kind of pushes it up or down. So because of that reason, I don't really put any emphasis on level 2s. Price action is what pays, and so I just base everything based off the volume and the chart. And I do use VWAP as a guide, mostly to determine at the current time of whether or not it's got strength or weakness. If it's below VWAP, it's a little bit, means there's a lot of sellers in it, or there could be potential sellers. And if it's above VWAP, it means there's a decent amount of buyers or a lot of buyers. Just depends on how close or far away from VWAP it is on the upside or the downside. So in this particular trade, after getting into it and having that big red candle and it kind of downtrend trade work and see if it turns out to be profitable or not. We come through VWAP at 1650. It ends up going back. There's a little bit of support right here. So I'm thinking of is there might be support. Now my thought process is if it flows through this level right here and it breaks through down here because this was acting as resistance, it may act as support in the future. So I'm thinking if it blows through that, that means the chart absolutely is done and it may end up just fading back down. Now, even though there's a breakout level right here, it doesn't mean that it's not going to come back down and retest that breakout level to continue on with market conditions. Who knows what's going to happen? And a lot of the downfalls that I think a lot of traders have, especially newer traders, is thinking or believing they know what's going to happen next in the market. And the way that I trade is completely set up to eliminate that aspect of, I just have a pattern, I get into it and just let it work. I don't know what's going to happen next. Look at some old videos, you may see that, I'm holding on for, and just pattern trade. Still pretty 6 years, 100 again, just comfortable with the strategy. I want to make sure that I'm just doing okay with the strategy. Trend line showing A, B, and then C's around this area. Now, if it starts to hold VWAP and start to curl back up, especially later on the day, this trade potentially work. And that's what I'm looking to see if it does. This video is sped up 225%. So you're looking at about 45 minutes of price action and approximately 15 to 17 minutes. This was a pretty slow moving chart. Now I'm still in my swing trade of IRNT/WS, the warrants for IRNT. I got it in at 790. Currently, that trade's doing pretty well. Just kind of a workout. I did have a pullback on Friday when I analyzed the chart. It just looked like it was coming down with the market and it was still making higher lows. So I decided to swing it over the weekend, and I'm only down like 1.8% currently. So it's not too bad. was starting to come down. I kind of went through this support level here. So at this point, I don't know if it's going to reclaim VWAP and continue on its kind of broken trend. Now I could actually get stopped out, or I could move my risk up, or even just cancel orders and stop out right here for only a $6 or $7 loss. But what I want to do is give it time, let the trade work. If I determine that this is my area where I want to sell out of, I just want to make sure it's either going to hit that, get me stopped out, or it could potentially just reverse right here and continue going on. So I do want to let the trade, give it some time, let it play out, and make sure that I'm trading my plan and not getting out too early out of fear of losing money or losing more money on the day. I already accepted this area as my risk, so I just want to make sure that I'm following that risk level, making sure that I'm just following my trade plan. So it's starting to come back over VWAP. We're equals to VWAP, I should say, and still potentially this trade could work. So just watching it, it gets equal to VWAP above and below, falls back. So there's still a little bit of sign of weakness on this. You can see from here, it's starting to downtrend. So high, lower high, slightly lower than the side, lower high, kind of broke out, but it's still kind of downtrending. But it's kind of got this wedge pattern right here, which is why I'm still on it, just trade play out. Still just below VWAP. I was anticipating it by this time already going up. At least trying to reclaim VWAP and try to retest that 17s level. Now, even without the level 2s, just based off the price action, I can already tell that, there's not enough buyers going into the market because it's already came down, especially after this big red candle. The big red candle has probably scared a little bit of people out, plus the time frame, we're just after 11 o'clock. So I don't need to actually use a level 2 to already gauge the sentiment within the market. The chart itself is only telling me what people are thinking or feeling based off of their perception of what's happening in this particular stock. And so it starts to come down. At this point, I'm pretty confident the trade is going to fail. Just mostly because it's been hovering below VWAP. It's starting to come down. I can see that the downward trend is starting to get a little bit more conviction on it, and I end up getting stopped out. And that's pretty much it for this trade. So I took a $10.56